at 15 years. That's how long Ethan Thorne spent staring at the cold, grey walls of San Quentin State Prison. When he finally walked out, the clang of the steel gates behind him wasn't the sound of freedom. It was the starting gun for his real sentence. He'd been framed for an armed robbery, a plan cooked up by the woman he was supposed to marry, Veronica Hayes. She set him up, testified against him, and walked away with a suitcase full of cash and a new life. Ethan lost everything: his name, his future, and any faith he had in justice. Inside, only one thought kept him alive: retribution. He wasn't after justice anymore. He was here to collect a debt. After his release, Ethan vanished. No celebrations, no reunions. He had a singular mission: find Ronnie. It took him 2 months of living in the shadows, piecing together clues, and following whispers. He finally tracked her to a lavish, exclusive neighborhood in Los Angeles. She wasn't Ronnie Hayes anymore. She was Victoria Vance, a powerhouse real estate mogul, living in a stunning glass and steel mansion that overlooked the city lights. Her life was a monument built on the ruins of his grit. The bitterness in Ethan's heart solidified into something cold and hard. But Victoria wasn't alone. She was married. Her wife was Sarah Jenkins, a respected art gallery owner. Together, they were the toast of LA, a power couple featured in magazines, hosting glamorous charity events, completely insulated from the world by their wealth and success. Watching them from the darkness, Ethan saw it all clearly. Victoria was thriving on the life she stole from him, and Sarah, whether she knew it or not, was enjoying the fruits of that betrayal. In Ethan's eyes, they were two sides of the same coin, two parts of a life he was owed. He decided he would take it all back. He chose his moment carefully, a night when the fierce Santa Ana winds howled through the canyons, their shrill cries a perfect cover for the silence he was about to bring. He moved with the precision of a man who had spent 15 years rehearsing this single act. He cut the power to the external cameras, slipping through the French doors of the sunroom like a ghost. He was a shadow in the opulent house, his heart beating a slow, steady drum of purpose. There was no rage, no hesitation, just the cold, calm execution of a promise he made to himself long ago. He found them asleep in the master bedroom, tangled in expensive sheets. Victoria, the ghost of the girl he once loved, looked peaceful. Sarah, the collateral, slept soundly beside her. Ethan moved to Sarah's side of the bed first. He pressed a pillow over her face, ending her life quickly, silently. She was a necessary part of tearing down the structure Victoria had built. A quiet gasp was the only sound. The sudden cold in the bed, the absence of breath, woke Victoria. Her eyes fluttered open, first finding her wife's still form. Horror dawned. Then her gaze shifted, and she saw him. A figure standing in the shadows at the foot of her bed. "It's you," she whispered, the blood draining from her face, her voice a fragile thread. Ethan stepped into a sliver of moonlight. You like the view from here, Ronnie? His voice was a low growl, rusted from years of disuse and resentment. You told them I was a menace, a killer. You took 15 years from me. Did you really think changing your name and finding a new wife would erase that debt? Terror finally broke through her shock. She began to plead, to bargain. Please, Ethan, I'll give you everything. The money, all of it. I was young, I was scared, I'm so sorry. Her words were a pathetic stream of excuses he'd heard 1,000 times in his head. Ethan didn't even blink. He moved closer, his shadow falling over her. I'm not here for your money, he said, his voice flat and final. I'm here for the debt. 15 years, he didn't want her apologies. He wanted her to feel a fraction of the fear and hopelessness he had lived with every single day. He wanted to reclaim the silence she had imposed on his life. The next morning, LAPD officers swarmed a crime scene that would dominate the news for weeks. 2 high-profile, influential women murdered in their fortress of a home. The lead detective, a seasoned veteran named Miller, wasn't stumped for long. A quick background check on Victoria Vance revealed her past life as Ronnie Hayes and her connection to a 15-year-old armed robbery in San Francisco. The motive screamed at them from the case file. Revenge. The recently paroled Ethan Thorne was the immediate and only suspect. But Ethan was gone. He had executed his plan with chilling perfection, leaving behind no fingerprints, no DNA, no trail to follow. He had delivered his own brutal form of justice and simply melted back into the vast, anonymous landscape of the country. He had paid one debt by creating another, transforming himself from a victim into a killer. The search was on, a nationwide manhunt for a ghost. But they were searching for a man who had already lost everything, a man who found his only peace in the deafening silence he left behind. He was no longer just a man wronged. He was a spectre, forever hunted, his soul the final unpayable price for his freedom. Thank you for watching this story unfold. If you're fascinated by tales of crime, revenge, and the dark corners of human nature, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We have many more stories to share. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next video.